myself the old headbang.
Ah!
What's up, guys?
All right.
This is Freedom Bill.
And this is the Longbeard.
I'm all at once. Where did my beard go?
We shaved.
Yeah, we shaved. His grew back overnight. It's kind of weird, scary at the same time. By the way, we are not promoting Yingling, but we are at the same time promoting traditional lager. So it really just depends on
There's a difference.
where you want to go with that. You know, I went to a party like last week and I had maybe 2 of these and the rest were all just mixed drinks that were meant to knock us out so we'd shut the fuck up. But little did they know, I had an alcohol tolerance of 10 men. So I was annoying all night. So
Hey, what we're gonna do is move this.
Yeah. Move it this way?
Yeah, that way. Well, leave that there. Just kind of move this.
Oh, that way we're...
That way we're like facing the camera.
What's up, guys?
Oh, see how much better that is?
My hair's getting longer all the time.
I have good ideas sometimes.
You have great ideas all the time.
I appreciate that.
It's not a problem. We're gonna come out with a comedy album soon. It's gonna be rad.
Yeah, we're already toying around with some ideas, so
We're gonna post that shit on this channel probably. Is that what we're gonna do?
yeah, we're just gonna post it on here. That way, it will be where everybody is already used to getting our content.
It's gonna be sick as hell though. I remixed Deck the Halls. You want to hear a little preview?
Yes, because you texted me and said, I've got an idea, reworking Deck the Halls, and it's going to be like The Purge.
Yeah.
Needs to happen around Christmas time because it only comes
Once a year. Exactly. It's called the Deck the Halls remix, and it goes like this. Bomb a bridge in Waco, Texas, then burn down a school while huffing CO2. Stab a monkey, kick a baby, kill your uncle's dog and say it had rabies. Smoke some meth in Uncle Tom's cabin, then rip off your feet and wear them as gloves. Fuck a preacher, burn the church down. After all, Christmas comes only once a year. So grab a pitchfork and stick your parents. Sacrifice a goat to our Lord Jesus Christ. Give grandma too much fentanyl while she's napping them. Put a sock in her mouth.
Yeah.
And that's all I've got so far. But we're gonna workshop that and turn it into something even worse. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's gonna be called a Deck the Halls with heads and bodies.
With heads and bodies. And
La 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 la.
we should make an entire Christmas album too. Why the fuck not? I love Christmas.
I do too, man. It's my favorite time of the year.
It is also mine. Halloween,
Because
Christmas.
Yeah. So the way whoever made up the Gregorian calendar,
Yeah.
fucking the best person ever,
Mhm.
because he put Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas all right there together.
All together. You get to eat a lot.
You get to scare kids and get free candy. You get to eat a bunch of free food.
And stuff a turkey.
Then you get a bunch of free gifts.
That's my favorite part.
Dude, that man's a genius.
I love stuffing that turkey.
Stuff in the turkey. The baster.
Just basting it.
No. That's, the baster is what you squirt it.
Yeah, you just
with.
got
What's the...
You squirt it out.
Yeah, you gotta squirt it out. You get that's how you make the turkey gravy.
Nothing
Good
like
old-
turkey gravy.
Dude, I love Thanksgiving, though.
Me too, it's my favorite time.
Also, we're gonna be
What about you?
doing, nice. We're gonna be doing...
Yeah, we're gonna be perfect.
We're gonna be doing, holiday specials.
Sweet.
We did not do one for Labor Day because everybody's off on Labor Day.
And I was in labor.
Fucking ironically. And, but we are going to do a special for Halloween that we're going to film. We're going to film one for Thanksgiving, and we're going to film one for Christmas. And Halloween,
Yeah.
I think we should dress up.
We should dress up on Halloween.
I know what I'm going to be.
I made a mask.
I know what I'm going to be, but we're not going to tell you
What are you
we're
gonna whisper?
be.
Whisper. What are you gonna be? That's stupid.
Well,
Oh, that makes sense.
so I got a shirt and a hat and everything.
That makes sense. I'm gonna be. By the way, I just want to point out, I
Oh,
I saw a
God.
Trump supporter on the way here, and pretty much what had happened was he was driving a Food City truck, and this pretty much sums up Trump supporters as a whole. Instead of buying a Trump bumper sticker, what he did was he just wrote Trump in the dirt on his truck.
Nuh-uh.
Swear to God, wish I could have took a picture.
Oh, my God.
It was just like the perfect moment. It was like everything was coming together for me. God had aligned it.
Sad thing is, I doubt he's the one that did that.
You're right. Somebody else was
Someone
like,
else saw it in the, like, behind Food City, and they were like, yeah, I'm getting this going real good.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some votes from a man here.
The only thing that could have made it better is if they spelled it wrong.
Oh yeah, like TRMP.
Yeah.
Trump.
Trump.
You got to vote for Trump.
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 You can't even say it.
You can't. It's hard.
Trump.
You know, who do you think would win in a fight against Donald Trump versus Vladimir Putin? I got Vladimir Putin all day. That dude's a fucking whale of a man.
Have you seen the video where he's at like a press conference and he's like standing there and this woman comes running at her and she like raises her shirt up and her tits are flying around and like you see her from behind, so she like raises her shirt up and like the security's like getting ready to like get her and Putin's just like,
oh yes. In Mother Russia, we love big boobies.
yeah man, like
Brother Russia.
yeah, I feel like Putin would probably win
Yeah, it'd fuck him up.
because he's got that Russian blood.
Not only that, but you got a
Vodka.
short, stubby, soft body versus a large, toned, hard body.
I don't know. Donald Trump's pretty tall. He's like 6'5",
Is he? Okay, so he's probably just tall.
but he's got himself a gut.
Old chubster over
Yeah, he's got a big old gut.
there. Big old gut from all that beer. Because
Does
he's
it-
an American man.
Does he drink beer?
I don't know.
even know.
If he doesn't drink beer, he shouldn't be our president.
He's. I think every president has drink. Actually.
It's un-American.
Oh, that's
not
nice.
to drink.
I killed a spider when I closed this the last time. Apparently.
Weekend.
Oh my God.
Or the weekend before last, because we already had an episode already.
Yeah, we were ahead of schedule, kinda.
Yeah, because
Not
we got
really.
screwed.
But.
And then you guys gave up on us. Our last video only has 6 views. What's that all about, guys?
Yeah, come on, guys.
I thought you weren't gonna. You were behind us. I guess we're gonna have to get behind you.
I think this is dead.
It is. It won't turn on.
I don't even know what I was gonna search.
Damn you, Toshiba.
I'm gonna kill another spider.
You should. Fuck them. Fuck them all. Fuck all the 8s.
The 8s.
Yeah, that's what I call them. I don't call them spiders anymore. I call them 8s. You killed that 8.
Yeah.
Took a shower before I came here, and it made me perspirate worse, which is annoying.
Perspirate.
Perspirate. Tomatoes. Tomatoes. Potatoes. Potatoes.
I think.
Nearly furtado.
Do you take like really hot showers?
Oh yeah, it's great. My pores are opened.
That's why.
It's probably the
It's because you like open your pores up.
You know when you have scabies, you're not supposed to take a hot shower?
What are you supposed to take?
Cold shower, because if you take a hot shower, your pores will open up and they'll just spread more.
Nice.
Yeah, I know, that's what I said.
I've never had scabies,
Me
so
either.
I wouldn't know.
I haven't either, but I had a friend that had scabies, and then he was like, if you ever have scabies, don't take a hot shower.
How do you even get scabies? Just being fucking dirty?
Well, other people have them somehow.
By being fucking dirty.
By being fucking dirty. I mean, that's the only way you could really get it. I got a ringworm once because I laid in houses I shouldn't have laid in.
All right.
I just passed out on the floor, and then I woke up one day and I had this weird rash, and I was like, it'll go away. It's just dry skin. And then like a month later, my arm was engulfed in this weird ringworm fungus.
Dude, I had a ringworm on my ankle, and it was just like perfect, like ringworm.
Actually, it's so itchy.
Actually, you can see the scar right in there.
God, wasn't it like the worst itch you'd ever had? I think you'd scratch it and it felt amazing.
No, the worst itch I've ever had when I was really little, the first dog that me and my parents ever got. We got it from a shelter and it had fleas.
Oh no.
And that is the worst itch that I've ever had.
One time I got eaten up by fleas. I remember this because I was living with my parents at the time, and it was 7th grade, we had dogs, but we kept them in crates inside, which is fucked up. You should never do that. But we did.
To an extent.
Oh, well, no, I mean, like, all the time.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was gonna
yeah,
say
yeah.
because we crate our dogs when we're not here, but
That makes sense.
but like I'm literally outside and the dogs are like inside running around the house.
Yeah. It's, like, if you do it all the time, though, I get kind of pissy.
Yeah, like
Like,
that's the only time because like they sleep outside their cage.
Right.
If we're home, outside their cage. The only time we ever crate them is if we're going somewhere or if we're at work. Because even on like vacation, like we try to find like dog friendly hotels, we take them with us.
that's pretty cool. I'll take my dog on vacation, but I don't have a dog. But anyway, yeah, flea infestation. One night I woke up and I was covered in like flea bites, and then I pulled my covers up, and there was just a bunch of fleas in my bed, and I was like, well, I'm fucked.
Actually, no. The worst itch that I've ever had. I got chicken pox,
Oh,
but I was in the fucking 8th grade.
of course.
Yeah, so the older you get, the worse
Chicken
they
pox are.
because the older you get, the more they turn into measles.
Shingles.
That's right. Yeah, so the older you get, they are more likely to become shingles,
Which are painful.
which itch and hurt.
Oh,
Chickenpox just itch, and like I remember I had long hair like I do right now, and it was bad. Like they were on my scalp,
ah,
and the only relief that I found was to just dump calamine lotion on my head.
oh, that sucks, dude.
So it just like matted my hair together.
oh,
like,
no.
And so I mean, it's gross, but I didn't shower like the whole time I had
You
chickenpox because
couldn't.
I mean it hurt. It made it itch worse. The only thing I did, I took like Epsom salt baths like 3 times, but like other than that, for like 2 weeks, I was just on the living room couch, just miserable. And I remember I dumped the calamine lotion, and I guess it just dried. And it like matted my hair together, but my head didn't itch anymore. But for like 2 weeks, I just had matted like calamine lotion hair.
Oh, I bet that was so hard to
Dude,
like, get out. Once
I
you were,
took the first shower after I started clearing up, dude. It took like 2 hours.
You were like, mother.
I was just like, dude, it was the worst. I was almost ready to be like, I'm just gonna go somewhere and get all this shaved off. Like I was.
You were done, dude.
It
at
was
that point.
miserable. That is the most miserable experience I've ever had.
They should have put your head in a cone.
But no, dude, it was bad. Like that's where one of the scars. I know you can't see it, but one of the scars on my forehead
I can see it.
is.
Oh my god, it's in the shape of a lightning bolt.
It was shit. One of those scars was from because if you've never had chickenpox, what they do is you break out like the first couple of days. You like start breaking out.
Oh, I remember.
And then they start to scab over,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's what itches. Is when they start scabbing over.
Because that's just dry, flaky skin
So
and blood.
I had one right here, and I remember it like came off in my sleep, and it like scarred my forehead.
Bleeding for like an hour.
It was
Didn't
awful.
even notice.
It was awful, dude. That is the worst like experience I've ever had in my life. Is dealing with chickenpox at like 13 years old.
You want to get real personal?
Yeah, let's do
I
it.
would love to tell this story because I've never told this story, but it is a really great story.
Dude, let's
and
do
it
it.
shows what happens when you don't have proper, like sexual education as a child.
Oh, God.
All right.
All right.
I was about 13, 14, and I heard the term blowjob, and I was like, huh, blowjob. They're going to pump air on my wiener, and it's going to feel awesome, apparently. So I went and I got one of those bicycle pumps. I swear to God this happened. All right.
All right. All right.
And I tried to, give myself like a blowjob with it, because I'm retarded. So I blew air into my wiener. That is the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. Don't recommend it if you... Nah, it's not fun. It's not fun. It hurts real bad. It's a very sensitive area, by the way, women and ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
like
Women, ladies, and gentlemen, I said.
women, ladies, and gentlemen. No, dude, like
That shit's weird, too.
I don't know. That's not the worst pain I've ever had. It was just like the most miserable.
If somebody,
because I mean, pain and itching is different. Like, it was just miserable because I was itchy. But
I think that's all I got.
like the worst pain that I've ever had.
Was it the dough roller?
No, surprisingly, because what happened, I'll tell the story real quick. I used to work at Pizza Plus, and every night we had to clean the dough roller, which is what we put the dough in to make like the thin crust, because it would flatten the dough out. And for whatever reason, like, I don't know, like, it was the perfect storm of events, because I had cleaned this thing like 100 times. And what you did, how we used to clean it, was you would turn it on and you would space out the bars as far as they would go, which was only like that far. So you would space the bars out, and you had like this chisel thing, and you would turn it on like the lowest setting so it turned like this fast. And you would like take that chisel and just go across the top and get all the dry dough off of the rollers, and then you would take a rag and like wipe it down, and like you could reach in and like twist it and it would turn by itself. So you would just do that. Well, I had gotten done with the chisel part, and apparently I was wiping it down, and apparently my elbow like hit the on button, and it was still like turned on. So like I said, it's only like that much. I'm trying to get where they can see it. It only like separates like that much. So I was wiping it down, and my elbow like hit the on button, and so the rag got sucked in, and my hand went with it, and my thumb hit the roller like that. So my thumb stopped my whole hand from going in, but the rollers are like that big around. So like from here to here, it's just sitting there rolling my hand.
Ow, ow, ow.
Surprisingly, that did not hurt, because after like 2 seconds, it busted every blood vessel from my first knuckle to about right here. So I couldn't feel it. So like I just remember that I heard the machine jam, because apparently I wasn't looking at it when it happened, and I heard the machine jam, and I looked and saw my hand in it, and I started freaking out. I was just like, oh fuck, oh shit, what the fuck, oh god, like I'm freaking out.
I'm gonna lose a hand.
Now keep in mind, this machine weighs close to like 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, it's a big machine, and it's on this like table thing. And I remember seeing my hand in it. The next thing I remember, the machine is on the ground, and my hand's still stuck in it. And my shift leader, a guy named Cody at the time, he ran back there, and he like unplugged it and like kicked it, and it like kicked that top bar loose. So he like broke it to like get my hand out. But he said he came back there and he saw my hand in it, and he watched me like just like reaction, just trying to pull my hand out. And I pulled the machine off the table because I had so much adrenaline. Like, I pulled the machine off the table into the floor.
Ow, dude.
And so, he kicked the top bar loose. So I got my hand out, and I remember it like these two fingers, my middle finger and my ring finger, it like broke the skin on the top, so like my fingers were bleeding, and like my hand, like you can still see it's swollen. Like, that's been like 5 years, and it's still like swollen.
Fucking A.
Because it's never gonna be normal. But anyway, I got it out, and I remember it was bleeding, and I couldn't feel it, and I was like, well, what the fuck do I do? And Cody was like, well, I'm going to call 911 to get you an ambulance, but you need to put ice on that. So instead of being like, oh, let me get a bag, fill it with ice or whatever, I go over to the ice maker, and I open the lid, and I just shove my hand inside it.
Oh my god, you had to tank all that fucking ice.
So Cody looks over, and he's like, dude, what the fuck? I was like, I don't know, man, I don't know what to do. You know, I'm still like freaking out, you know, because I think I'm about to lose my hand.
Well,
yeah,
you
and so I'm like sitting there with my hand in the ice, and the ambulance shows up, and at that point I'm like sitting in like one of the booths, and it stopped bleeding, and I was like, well, I can kind of move it, I just can't really feel it. It's like numb. And so one of the guys from the ambulance was like, all right, well, can you move it? And I was like, yeah, I don't think it's broken. Like, I can still move it fine. He's like, that doesn't mean it's not broken. And I was like, oh, well, that's not good.
Oh, that's not good.
And,
that's not good at all.
So he was like, all right, well, we'll take you to the hospital. And at that point, I was starting to come down from the adrenaline. So I could kind of feel like my hand had a heartbeat. Yeah, I could feel my heartbeat in my hand, but it still didn't really hurt, and the adrenaline was coming down, so I was kind of just like, oh, this is fucking stupid,
you know? Ass.
Like, I was just pissed at myself. I was just pissed off at myself that I'd gotten myself into this situation, and so I was like, all right, well, and the ambulance guy, he was like, okay, well, you seem to be okay. Do you want to ride up front in the ambulance, or do you want to ride in the back? And the other guy came up, he was like, dude, just ride in the back. Workman's Comp's going to pay for it anyway. And I was like, all right. So I rode in the back of an ambulance, and I was just like, well, this is cool, I guess.
I get to chill with you guys.
And I get to the emergency room. I get to the emergency room, and they did some x-rays and stuff, and they were like, okay, nothing's broken, but you have bruised your bones. And I was like, how the fuck does that even happen? And they're like, well, that only happens with, like, blunt force trauma. And I was like, oh, well, I got my hand stuck in a dough roller. And they were like, well, that would explain why you bruised your bones.
Smart asses.
So they were like, well, the good news is, you're not going to lose your hand, but I don't know what the functionality of your hand is going to be afterwards, because it had, like, broken the skin, the bones were bruised, I had popped every blood vessel, like, in my hand. I'd done some nerve damage just where it rolled so long. Like, they were like, yeah, I don't know what kind of functionality. Like, you're not going to lose it, but you may not have, like, full functionality again in it. And I was like, okay. But thankfully, I do. I have full functionality. My hand is fine. The only thing now is these two fingers, my ring finger and my middle finger. From my second knuckle down to my actual hand, I have no feeling.
And that's what you get for taking hand-tossed pizza too seriously.
But I do have feeling in my fingertips, though. It's weird. It's just right here.
Give me a high five. Did you feel that?
Yeah. Not right here.
Not right here.
but everywhere else. But yeah, so that's the story. And oddly enough, actually the worst pain I've ever felt came after that, because the way my schedule worked out, I had the next 4 days off. So I was like, okay, I will just sit at home. They had to wrap my hand up, put like a bandage on it. And I was like, all right, I'll just chill at home, give my hand time to rest. Well, I went back to work and I delivered pizza. That's what I did while I worked there. And at the time, I was driving a 94 Chevy Beretta. And so, if you don't know what that is, it's like a little sports car type thing. And it had a gear shift that looked like a manual transmission, but it was an automatic. So you'd push the button down and put it in whatever gear, but you had to like pull it back. And so I remember I'm right-handed, so I'm in the car getting ready to take my first delivery after coming back, and I reach down and I press the button with my thumb and I go to pull the gear shift back. And my hand hadn't fully healed at that time, and I don't know how to explain it. It's like just someone took a sledgehammer to my hand. Just that little bit of pressure just to pull the gear shift back. And it's because my bones were still bruised and hadn't healed all the way, so just that little bit of pressure, it was like someone just smashed my hand with a sledgehammer.
And you were like, son of a bitch!
That's the worst pain I've ever felt. That it was very bad, and I would not
recommend it.
I would not wish that on my worst enemy, honestly. That is the worst pain that I think I've ever had. And then the doctors, they were like, oh, you might have like mild form of PTSD for a while because of the trauma and the adrenaline that your body released. And I was like, okay, I'm not a pussy, whatever. Dude, the next day when I went into work, that first shift I went into work after being off, someone turned the dough roller on, and like my heart started beating fast. I was like, oh god. And I was like, holy shit, I had PTSD. And I had a dream the following week that my hand was stuck in it, and I woke up like screaming because I thought my hand was still stuck in it.
Jesus.
Good times. I was
Good times.
I was 19 when that happened. I will never forget it. And the girl I was dating at the time, listen to this shit.
What did she say? I bet it was genius.
I called her from the fucking hospital. I'm like, hey, I'm in the emergency room. I got my hand stuck in the door roller. Because she worked at Pizza Plus too. I was like, I got my hand stuck in the door roller. I'm at the emergency room. She's like, oh, okay. And I was like, are you like going to come up here? And she's like, no. And I was like, okay.
Thanks for being cool.
I was like, thanks.
Thanks.
We dated for like another year after that, and it was like
That's when I would have like.
it was the worst relationship I have ever been in.
That's when I would have broken up with her. I would have been like, okay.
Oh, I was a dumb 19-year-old.
Don't
you
feel
know?
bad. I've also had a shitty experience with women, so it's okay.
That's the only one. Like all the other relationships and like people I've been with, like all the rest of it was fine. She's the only one, and then
It's 'cause
because she's fucking crazy. Because
Wow.
she broke up with me. All right.
Yeah.
So listen. So I was still working at Pizza Plus when she broke up with me. She calls me while I'm on a delivery. We get hung out all that day, and she was off that day, but I had to go to work. So I go to work. She calls me while I'm on a delivery, and she's crying. And I'm like, oh God, what happened? She's like, I just don't think I can do this anymore. I think we should break up.
Gee, this sounds all too familiar.
And I was like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, that's what I said.
And she's like, yeah, I don't think I can do this. I'm so sorry. I was like, I want a fucking delivery. I'll call you back in a minute. And I just hung up. So I just hung up. And I took the delivery, and I get back in my car, and I call her back on my way to the store. And I'm like, so we're breaking up. And she's like, yeah, I'm so sorry, blah, blah. I'm like, why are you crying? I was like, you are breaking up with me. I should be the one that is upset. I don't get it. And she's like, I just don't want to hurt you. And I'm like, then don't fucking break up with me. Well, how do you expect me to react?
Yeah, right.
Oh, all right. That's cool.
See you later, bitch.
Thanks, man. Thanks for ruining my night. And I was like, we've been together all fucking day. And you all of a sudden just call me. I don't think I can do this anymore. Why did you not fucking tell me the 8 hours we just spent together?
She thought about it all day.
I was like, why did you not just tell me the 8 hours that we've spent together all day? Well, I didn't know. I wasn't sure. And I'm like, all right, whatever.
I wasn't sure.
So, like, after that, she like would text me and she's like, I'm sorry, I think I want to give it another shot. And I was like, I don't know if I want to, honestly, because
You suck.
what the fuck?
Why would I?
And she was like,
Wishy-washy motherfucker.
yeah, she was. And so, I forget what ended up happening, but she ended up like getting with one of my friends. And it was funny because him and another friend of mine had an apartment together. And so we would go over there and like party and shit. But it was funny because I would be there and he would get off work and see my car there and turn around and leave because he thought I was mad at him. Which I was. Not for the fact that he was dating her, but for the fact that he didn't tell me.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, because if he had told me, like, hey man, I don't know what happened, we started talking, we're dating, I'd be like, have fun with that.
She's really fucking crazy.
She's fucking nuts, have fun with that. But, you know, like, whatever. But yeah, it was funny because we would be on, like, their balcony. And you would see him pull in, he would see my car, and he would just turn around and leave.
Everybody just point and laugh at him.
Yeah, and then he got off late too. It was like midnight when he would like get off work, and he'd pull in at like 12:30. And I'm like, where the fuck are you even going? Like, you have nowhere to go. Oh, it was so
Bye,
funny.
dude. Bye, dude. Dude, I gotta tell you, that's very similar to what happened with my last breakup. She came over. She was like, I don't think we should do this anymore.
I don't get it.
But we can still be friends, and we can still talk. I haven't heard a word from her since that night.
Yeah.
How about you just don't lie to people when you're going to tell them something?
Now the girl I dated before that, it ended a lot better. She was just like, I think I want to break up. And I was like, oh shit, all right. And then she was like, you know, because we had a lot of mutual friends. And she was like, we can still, like, be friends and stuff, but I don't think I can be in a relationship with you. And I was like, all right, fair
Whatever.
enough. You know, like, I was upset, sure, but I didn't like, cry about it or anything, but I was just like, all right, so then, so we tried to be friends, like still hanging out with the same people, at the same time, whatever. Then like 2 weeks later, she's dating another guy, and I was like, oh, I see why you wanted to break up now.
That's probably what happened.
And apparently that guy, like, beat her. And so she's not with him now. She's the one that's getting married that I talked about in an episode in season 1, actually. She's the one getting married that he took her up on like a mountain, like on a hike, and he was like, will you marry me?
And she was like, yeah.
She was like, yeah.
I can't believe it.
I mean, good for her, whatever, but I just think it was funny. At the time, it was real funny, but looking back on it now, I'm like, it's kind of sad because she got beat, but like, you did that to yourself.
Like real bad beat?
No,
or just beat enough.
Just the right amount the right amount of beating.
The 1950s amount. 1950s amount.
She said just enough to let her know that she had stepped out of line.
And put her back in her fucking place.
Yeah, that's what this show's all about.
Now you better get those rubber gloves on and get to cleaning.
That's what the show's all about. Beating women.
Nah, most women would probably beat my ass.
Yeah, because feminism, dude.
Yeah. I'm gonna dye my armpit hair.
Masculinimism.
So that I
because they're jacked.
They are jacked. God. Wish I was that jacked.
But yeah, dude. Yeah, so I mean, other than that, like, I've only had one crazy ex.
I've had a lot.
Because the other relationships I had only lasted like a couple of weeks, and it was like, yeah, whatever.
Honestly, I don't understand what you people want either.
Yeah.
Like, well, how hard is it? I don't know, I need to get back out there. It's so hard to get back out there.
I've been out of it for like 5 years.
Everybody
so
thinks
I have no idea.
Everybody thinks you're like creepy. And you're really just trying to be a genuine person.
I think it's just the climate of the world that we live in, though.
It might be. Because I went to a party the other night, and this is the party I was telling you about. I went to the party the other night. I showed up. I was already drunk because I like to pregame because I don't like to fuck around.
My name's Seth, and I like to party.
I'm a grown-ass man. So I show up there off 6 shots of fucking vodka. And there are these chicks there. They're cool. They're cool. They're cool women.
Okay.
They just don't know how to fucking talk. Okay? So I'm just sitting there all awkwardly, and they're bringing me drinks and stuff, and I'm going bam, 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 you know?
Yeah.
And, like, I notice one of these chicks is whispering to the other chick and looking at me, and I'm like, oh, great. This is going to be awkward. So then I just drink more and more and more. So eventually I got to blackout status, and nothing bothered me anymore. I smoked a cigarette.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like, and I was
you haven't done that in a while.
A really long time. And I was just chilling, and I ended up having a really good conversation with the husband and wife of the home, because they're rad. But yeah, people are weird these days, man. It's like they think you're trying to fuck them every opportunity you get.
Well,
I
mean,
just wanted a conversation.
Sadly, it's because a lot of the guys from our age group
want to fuck a lot.
That's all they want. Is they just want to fuck, and they openly say like, "Are we gonna fuck?"
Which is stupid.
Like, yeah, like we have reached a place in our society where a good compliment is, "Damn, girl, you fine."
Yeah, which is pathetic.
That's
You know how many times I've wanted to call a woman beautiful, but then I'm like, she's gonna think I'm fucking weird.
She's gonna think I'm a white knight.
Yeah, or some gay shit. No offense to the gays.
She thinks I'm gonna like. She thinks I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
the
not
epitome.
a nice guy at all.
She's gonna think I wear fedoras.
I'm a shitty person.
Fedoras.
That's probably not the best way to sell yourself. Yeah, I'm a shitty person.
I mean, it's different though, because you're not like a piece of shit.
Yeah,
it's just
like a dick.
But not. I wouldn't say that. I don't think you're a dick.
I don't think I'm a dick either, honestly. I'm too nice. That's the issue. I'm way too fucking nice.
You're a nice guy.
Oh, god damn it. We're going full circle.
You're a nice
here.
guy.
We're going full circle
That's it.
here.
That's it.
I'm not a nice guy. I'm a nice guy in denial. Nice guy. Embarrassed.
I mean, that's I don't know, man. Like,
it sucks.
It's weird. I mean, it's
Like,
I've never, at least I don't think I've ever been like that. But you know the guys I'm talking about, the ones that are like,
let me get you fucking pussy.
No. Those are not the nice guys.
Oh.
I'm
Oh,
talking.
I know
I'm
what
talking
you're
about
talking
the nice guys.
Hello, beautiful. How are you today?
Yeah. Those guys.
Nobody. You can't. If you can't hold a conversation, the best thing you have to do is say, "Hey, how are you?" You probably shouldn't be talking to that person. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
How are you? The same as I was yesterday. How are you?
I don't know, man. It's but yeah. And
I think I
then,
just give up on that whole thing. It's
Didn't
gonna
you-
happen when it happens.
then you've got the other end of the spectrum, of course. That's like, "What's up, bitch?
Yeah, what's up, bitch?
Let me get in that pussy."
Real quick.
Yeah.
It really will be real quick too, because those guys usually only last about 5 minutes. Anyway, you guys are cheating yourselves because you like to hear dumb bullshit in your ear.
Is that quick?
Yeah, usually.
5 minutes?
Yeah, I fuck some dudes, you know.
Dude, I'm super quick.
Wait, like 2 minutes quick? In and out?
Sure.
In and out burger?
Yeah, 2 minutes, yeah.
30
2
seconds.
minutes. Maybe.
Sorry, dude.
Dude.
I mean, I understand when it's warm.
No, dude, it's always great for me.
When it's warm and encapsulated like that,
I'm
dude, it's
just
kind of
kidding.
hard not to hold.
I'm just kidding.
I've had to have it happen a couple times.
I mean, yeah, I've had it happen. Like,
Where I'm just like, wow, I was really excited to get this going, and now it's over.
yeah,
What?
dude, it's the curse of being a guy. Like, girls, you do not understand. The whole time guys are having sex, all we're doing is trying not to finish.
Yeah, but that thought of not finishing usually makes us finish quicker, which pisses me off because I'd like to get my, you know what I mean?
And then you guys will do some shit like moan or be like, "Oh yeah," and all that does is like
Make it worse.
make it worse because
Yeah.
it's like, hell yeah,
And then you go to your friends and make fun of us, like after you've already, been the sexual deviant that you are.
yeah.
It's not fair.
But no, it's no, I don't know, just like past experiences I've had, I'm kind of like self-conscious about it. So I mean, I'm married now, and I've been married for almost 2 years. So it's a little personal, but like every time I'm like, did you like finish? Are you good? Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's important to
and
ask.
I mean, she does. So I mean, I haven't had any complaints, and she's very open. So if she didn't, she would be honest and be like, no, do something else. Like,
yeah, and then you can do something else. I like it when people are open like that because then I can fix the situation.
yeah,
and
just
assess it.
yeah.
you know?
Don't just sit there and be pissed off.
Yeah, don't
you
be
know?
mad at me because you didn't open your mouth.
Yeah, because we already feel bad.
You open your mouth, I open my mouth. I'm down there.
Because we already feel bad about it. Because we can tell. You don't think so, but we can tell when you're faking it. So
Yeah, I always know.
So
Usually
if
every
we
time.
finish and we know that you didn't, like, the joy of what just happened is gone, and we're just like instant shame.
I didn't do anything.
Instant shame.
I lose this game. Here at Freedom Bill in the Longbeard Hour, we really like to talk about how we feel during the act. If you have to judge us for that, go to another channel,
Yeah.
like Jeffree Star or something. Learn about makeup.
Don't go there.
He said don't go there.
I think, but to shout out some YouTubers though, are there any YouTubers that you actively watch?
I don't really watch a lot of YouTubers. I mean, like Legion of Skanks, they're fucking huge though, so they don't really need our support. Joe Rogan doesn't need our support. I really can't think of it. Go for it. This is your time to shine, dude.
Okay.
It's your time to shine. Come on.
So, if you don't know who the Needle Drop is,
I know that guy. Never mind.
yeah, check him out.
Tom Fontana or whatever his name is.
Anthony
Fontana. I said Tom. That's not even
Fantano.
close. Fantano.
Anthony Fantano.
He's the shit.
The Needle Drop. He does music reviews. Another good one is Drew Gooden. He does just like commentary videos.
It's even in the name. Good.
H3H3, of course. Classic.
H1N1. Bird flu.
Freedom Bill and the Longbeard Hour. I hear that show's pretty rad.
It is pretty good. I've watched it a couple of times, and I'm like, damn, that guy looks like me. It's weird. Yeah, and you know, the guy that does the show, the guy that looks like me, kind of looks like you.
He does, dude. I thought the same thing when I saw it.
I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to sound conceited, but you know, those guys are really attractive. So.
Oh, did you see? Did you hear Tool's new album?
No, I haven't listened to it yet.
All right.
I haven't had the means necessary.
Kinda underwhelming.
Kind of underwhelming.
Did just a little bit. I listened to the whole thing. I listened to the digital version, so I had like the interludes that are not included on the physical release.
Yeah.
I give it a 6 out of 10.
You should do acid and listen to it.
I would probably enjoy it more.
That's what I'm waiting for. That's the only reason I haven't listened to it yet.
So I mean, it's good. I mean, it sounds just like a Tool album. They have not lost their edge. They sound just as good as they did.
A hard Tool.
It's just 7 tracks. The best one.
That's it?
Yeah, they're all like, the shortest track is 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. So
the
like
longest
11.
track is 15 minutes. So it starts off with Fear Inoculum, the title track, and it's 10.5 minutes.
Jesus, dude.
Then it goes to Pneuma, and it is 11.5 minutes. And then there is, I think it goes to Descending, and it's like 12 minutes. Then Invisible is like 9 minutes or something. Then Calling Voices is like 10 minutes. And then Chocolate Chip Trip is 5-minute one. It's an instrumental. It's just like a drum solo. And then Tempest is the last track, and it's 15 minutes. But it's the best track. Tempest is the best fucking track on the album. Honestly, if they had just made like an EP kind of thing and just had released Fear Inoculum, Pneuma, and Tempest on it, it would be a 10 out of 10. Dude, I mean, those 3 songs are fucking awesome.
I really like the word inoculum.
Yeah, apparently it's not a real word, because anytime I tried to type it, it would like underline it in red, like it wasn't spelled correctly. But yeah, that's the name of the album, Fear Inoculum. The reason I bring it up is because Taylor Swift had released an album the week prior called Lover, and of course it went to number 1. They think Fear Inoculum is going to knock it out of the number 1 spot this week.
That would be sick.
And if it happens, it would be the shortest run of Taylor Swift being at number 1 consecutively since like her second album. So it would be like a major feat to like knock Taylor Swift out of the number 1 spot.
It would be. And inoculation means the action of inoculating or being inoculated, which is basically vaccination.
See, that's inoculation though. Fear Inoculum.
Oh, and I'll show you really quick. Because I just looked it up too. It's a substance used for inoculation.
Okay.
So pretty much whatever you can use to kill your fear.
Gotcha.
That's
all right.
trippy.
But surprisingly, the Taylor Swift album, not that bad.
Taylor Swift's albums usually aren't that bad. People
Honestly,
just like complain about them.
Yeah, I think people have it just in their mind that they won't like it, and then they hear it and they don't like it. But
people
honestly,
are geared toward that.
if you listen to it with an open mind and you like just take it for what it is, it's a decent album. Actually, the songs Lover, The Archer, and Daylight are awesome.
This is just a solid fact that I want to bring up really quick, or a really good point, and this is pretty much just going to touch on what we're talking about, or what we're alluding to. How do you feel about pineapple on pizza?
Oh, I have had pineapple on pizza plenty of times because I used to work at a pizza place. Dude, I think it's good on pizza.
Me too.
Especially pineapple and ham.
Oh yeah, see, that's the thing.
If you've never had pineapple and ham on pizza, eat it. Dude, it's so good.
And one day I'm just scrolling through Facebook and I see all these fucking memes about people hating pineapple on pizza. And I'm like, dude, you guys are literally just running out of things to hate. That's
Yeah,
what it
because
is.
I mean, honestly, it is. It's really good.
How about you go hate something real like political corruption? Why don't you go like, something that's actually affecting the world?
Sexism or racism
Or
or ageism or
any of those.
any kind of ism. Like,
Yeah.
if the thing that you get most upset about is pineapple on pizza and that people enjoy that, you should reevaluate yourself. Go drink some Kool-Aid because go drink some Kool-Aid because there's no saving you.
I get it.
Like, if that upsets you more than anything else going on in the world, like, I don't even care what your stance is politically, but you can find something on either side to be upset about.
Yes, like fracking. I don't know. Dude.
I remember talking about that in middle school.
Fracking?
Yeah, it was in the history books, I'm pretty sure. Or the history book that we had.
The history books. There's so much history. We couldn't
book.
We couldn't put it just one. I want to go recite the Bible, but I want to recite it wrong and see how many people agree. Amen, brother.
Yeah.
Just because I'm holding a Bible and it looks like I'm reading.
Did you hear about that wedding venue in North Carolina? It was a black guy and a white girl, and they were wanting to get married, and they said they don't perform interracial marriages because it goes against their Christian beliefs. And so, they took it well. They were like, okay, whatever.
Whatever, guys.
But apparently, the guy's sister went there and was like, what the fuck? Like, you guys, show me in the Bible where it says two races can't get married. And the woman who was the owner couldn't find anything. So they issued an apology, and they were like, it said something like, this is what I just assumed was in my religion. So it's like, okay.
So you don't know the Bible?
This is my Christian belief that I know nothing about, is what that says. She was like, I was not familiar that there was no passage. It's like, okay, well, that shows that you have not even read the book.
Dude, that's most Christians, though.
You have not even read the book that you base your beliefs on.
Yeah, I grew up around it my whole life, dude. People not knowing the Bible, but go to church every fucking Sunday. And then they say stuff like that. Like white shouldn't mix with blacks and stupid shit like that all the time. And, gay people should be burned at the stake and all this stupid shit. And I'm just like, where in the Bible does it say anything about that? I mean, I'm seeing a bunch of rape and destruction of cities.
It doesn't. That's the thing.
But that's about it. That's all I'm getting.
But yeah, so that happened. I saw that while I was scrolling through Facebook today. That was a real good pick-me-up right before I went into work.
They always try to bring up Sodom and Gomorrah, right?
Yeah.
They're always like, Sodom and Gomorrah, there's a bunch of gay people there. God, burn it down. Well, there weren't just gay people in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah, it was that was
murderers.
All right, so whenever you think of the worst country in the world right now, what do you think of? Economically,
Jerusalem,
financially, ethically.
Jerusalem.
All right,
the Holy Land.
Why? Because there's a lot of crime.
Yeah.
There's a lot of political corruption. A
lot of disease.
a lot of social injustices.
A lot of murder.
So that's what Sodom and Gomorrah was.
Sex trafficking.
It was not only there's men fucking other men.
Yeah, it was way worse.
They're fucking everyone and then killing them and then fucking their livestock and then killing them.
Yeah,
that is what Sodom and Gomorrah was doing. So yeah, it was not just gay people.
Can you imagine just walking
it was not only just gay people.
Hello, welcome to Sodom.
Yeah, the one funny thing. Did you ever see the movie Year One?
Where are you talking about with
Jack Black and Michael Cera?
Yeah, they're like cavemen or whatever.
Yeah, and so they, the guy that played McLovin is in the movie, and he is like, I'm going to Sodom and Gomorrah. You guys should go with me. And he gets to the gates, and there's two different versions. There's the uncensored version and the censored version. If you saw the actual movie in theaters, he goes up to the gates and he's like, "Let us in, we got no foreskins."
We got no foreskins.
And if you saw the if you saw like on TV, it says, "Let us in. We want to get our dickies sticky."
Dickies sticky. Oh my god. We want to get our. I feel like getting our dicky stickies way worse.
I feel like that one. I feel like that one's funnier.
It is.
We want to get our dickies sticky.
I like that a lot. Dickies sticky. I'm gonna say that to the next girl I try to have sex with.
Hey girl, let me get my dicky sticky.
And then she's gonna leave me.
Let me get my dicky sticky icky.
And then she's gonna be like, why do I even like you?
No, then she's gonna be like, I'm wet right now, let's go.
Oh, sweet. Can you imagine if life was that easy? like,
it would be a terrible place.
It would be, because everybody would just be fucking
I know.
everywhere.
If that's all it took, hey, let me get my dicky sticky. Oh,
Be driving down the road, people be fucking.
Fuck yeah, it's like we're getting sticky right now. Like
we're getting sticky right now, baby.
Like, why are my pants still on?
I'm dirty and filthy.
Oh man.
Break a window later, I think. No, I got like a big bottle of whiskey. I only took like 5 shots out of it. I'm doing a lot better on drinking, guys. I don't drink a lot now. I just have a lot of alcohol in excessive.
Yeah, the only drinking problem I got is if my glass gets empty.
Me too. That's the only issue I have with it. I
So,
can't wait to go.
fuck you guys.
Can I do that too? Hold on a minute. Just a gentle toss. Fuck you guys. Completely.
Oh, you spilled beer on my porch.
Yay! I said yay!
Well, I guess we better go help my dad.
Yeah. I gotta go home and pull the pud.
All right. We know what Seth's plans are.
I'm having a night with myself.
Living it up.
I'm gonna be doing this all night, like I'm giving birth.
Well, thanks for hanging out, guys.
Yeah, you guys are always good to us.
So we promise to always
Be
be good to you. Bye.